So, good evening everybody. I see you're starting to log on, which is good. Another glorious Sunday. I hope you've had a good day where you've been. It was a little bit colder this morning, but okay this afternoon. So I thought first couple of hymns are sort of just looking back a little bit. The first one, Eternal Father, Strong to Save, I thought just reflecting on the events of yesterday and that wonderful funeral service and the beautiful music from St George's, Windsor, and stunning singing, stunning organ playing, and so on and so forth, and the pageantry, and nobody does it quite like the British, I think. So I'm going to start out this evening with Eternal Father, Strong to Save. Birds, powerful tune, J.B. Dykes. Now, my computer I've been busy playing all day. Now it says, let's finish setting up something. No, let's dismiss that. You've had all the afternoon to finish setting up things. What do you think you are doing? Goodness sake. So I said looking back a bit, and just looking back a little bit to before Easter, and I was reminded by one of our listeners of Olivet to Calvary, and I went back and looked at the tune for Just As I Am, and it sort of stuck with me, and I did say I would play it. So this evening's the evening, Just As I Am Without One Plea, to the tune by J.H. Maunder. And this is taken from his cantata, I suppose it's a cantata, a small sort of oratorio, Olivet to Calvary, and it paints the picture from the Mount of Olives all the way through the crucifixion, and then on the last section, Droop Sacred Head. It's a wonderful Victorian piece, Victorian Edwardian piece, which just fits that time before Easter so well. And Jane reminded me of this, and how her father used to sing the tenor solos, and she would sing a verse as well down at Bridge. And Bridge Methodist Chapel has gone now. I'm pleased to say though that the organ has gone on to Wookey in Somerset. It's been moved, so that's good. It's been literally recycled lock, stock and barrel, so that's great. So Just As I Am, I printed the music for you because it's a tune that perhaps you may not be familiar with, but it's one to look out for perhaps in time to come. So I'll play the whole thing over, and then I'll play the whole verse over, and then we'll do 6 verses. And Maunder's very kindly told us how he wants us to sing each line of this. So I'll do my best. do think that's a rather lovely tune. I'm delighted to be reminded of it. And when you're thinking ahead to next year and what you're going to be doing, perhaps at Easter time, then why not think about Olivet to Calvary? It's a great piece, and I suppose that the thing is now it's in the public domain, so you can download it, as I've downloaded for you this evening. So back to hymns and psalms. I am not skilled to understand what God has willed, what God has planned, and this is still from the sort of Easterish section of the book. So just Easter season and doing some of the hymns. Perhaps we don't sing as often as we might do. This tune may not be known to you, Keston, but it's always good to learn something new, isn't it? I'm using the Freisack organ at the moment. I might change in a minute. We will see. I've forgotten how good this instrument is, but you forget your way around it just a little bit. Anyway, here we go with I Am Not Skilled to Understand. poetry, lots of food for thought there. So now I appear to have a voicemail. I do hope that means everybody can hear me okay. Just have to go on regardless, I think. Now then, before we go over the page to Hail Thou Once Despised. Yes, we will do Hail Thou Once Despised Jesus. Hail Thou Galilean King. To the tune Austria by no less a composer than Joseph Haydn. So here we go with Hail Thou Once Despised Jesus. Tune Austria. egged on by the words which says loudest praises without ceasing, I just caught sight that the levels have gone completely through the roof. Oh dear, I'm sorry if you've been slightly overawed by the amount of sound I was making then. It's time. Let's turn all the stops off and get sorted for the next thing I want to do, which is that. A few birthdays today, so we'll do some birthdays now. I'll do a little happy birthday prelude, and then we'll do happy birthday to all these people and some musicians amongst them today. I notice Abigail Rule. Abigail would come and sing at Christmas in our church choir. I haven't seen her for a day or two, but I didn't see anybody much at Christmas. So Jan Clare, who came and played in the ensemble the last time we met at Christmas. And then there's an organist called Ulf Norberg, who plays at the Hedvig Eleonora Church in Sweden. It's a wonderful church, got a wonderful organ. And those of you that ever follow the Gillian Weir, you know, my organist that I go on quite a lot about, she did a recording for their stunning recording, so look out for her playing a piece called Moto Ostinato by a chap called Peter Eben. It's a fantastic piece and she's just so good. And another distinguished musician, Martin Davies, who has, it seems that Martin's always been around. He wasn't always in Cornwall, but he was the first head of music at Pen Eyre School, and a bit of a legend in his own lifetime, to say the least. And he got so many people interested in music and did such a lot over the years. Happy birthday to Martin, to Anne Libby, another Facebook friend, and then to Tim Butterfield, another Facebook friend. So happy birthday to you. I thought with a few musicians there I would play something apart from just playing happy birthday. I would a little arrangement by Dan Miller of, well, he's called it Birthday Joy. I do hope you've had a good day, all of you. So there we are, a little happy birthday, music in the style, well, it is Jesu Joy, wedded with happy birthday. So, on to our next hymn. I've lost the list. 224. 224. And I've told you this before, haven't I? If I have, sorry, I'm going to tell you again, altos, and it may not be just the altos in my church choir, the church choir at Truro Methodist. when we get to sing this, they go, oh, not Heron Gate. For those of you that read music, if you have a look at the alto line, it's somewhat tedious in that the poor altos have got a D for bar after bar, and then they move there, and then they go back, and then they stay there for ages to the end of the second line, and then they start out again on that note, and then they go all the way up to that note and back down to that note, back to that note, and then they stay on those two notes for the rest of the hymn. So you can understand perhaps why they are not quite so happy with singing this as perhaps some of the other hymns that we get to sing. The words are lovely. Ralph Vaughan Williams arranged this English traditional melody. I like it, but I do feel for the altos, and I know what they're feeling. So, with apologies to any altos singing tonight, Heron Gate. There's a lovely setting by John Ireland of these words, Ex ore innocentium. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So, often thought that possibly it wouldn't be beyond the realms of possibility to sort the alto line out for the altos, so that in point of fact they could actually have something a little bit more interesting to do. However, so we've got a great story to tell about the resurrection, and this hymn I thought about some time back actually. We've a story to tell to the nations. It's one of those old timer ones, isn't it? So I thought I would put this in tonight as well. We've a story to tell to the nations. I hope you're able to print it off, and it's all worked out for you. So I'm going to finish our bit of singing with this, and I've got one little piece I will play you to conclude. So here we go with We've a Story to Tell to the Nations. It's a jolly good one, this one, so here we go. enjoyed that as much as I enjoyed playing it. So I'm going to conclude now with a piece by, a couple of other things I was going to tell you. That there is an organ recital on tonight, which I fully intend to stay up and watch. It's 12:30 a.m. given by Caroline Craig in Yale in the Wolsey Hall. It's for her master's performance. And those of you that know Caroline know how good she is. The second, a part of the concluding piece is in the programme are the Duraflé Suite Opus 5. Fiendishly difficult toccata is the last movement. I heard her play the second movement, which I think is easily as hard. Stunning playing. So I'm going to stay up and do that. I might get a snooze beforehand, but I shall put the alarm on just to make sure that I don't go too far into the land of nod. So that's going to be later. I'm going to play for you to conclude a piece by Paul Fay. You may remember the meditation I played on Jesus Keep Me Near the Cross, which was by Paul. This is a concerto by him based on Das ieder Tag den Gott gemacht. I've forgotten to look up and see what that actually means, but it's a jolly short little piece. And Paul last evening was featured in a programme of his music. For somebody who is so young, he's just going to university and he's working hard in composing pieces to help pay for his education. He's a stunning organist, very fine, and it should go a long way. Certainly if he keeps producing pieces of music which are nice and listenable to, which you easily take to. So here is a short piece, about a minute 30 seconds or so, to conclude this evening's hymns. I'll be back on Thursday. Keep your requests coming in, and look forward to hearing from you. So I shan't say any more after this. Keep doing what you've been doing. I know that we're relaxing the lockdown and all the rest of it, but do keep safe. Good night and God bless. Joe's come to say good night. He said, now you stop making all that racket. Must be time. Must be time for me. Paul Fay. and the programme was on Beauty in Sound last evening, played by Richard McVeigh, a whole programme of his music, all on YouTube, so do look him up. He's a promising young man. Good night and God bless.